men, especially black men, often go feeling unseen, unheard, unappreciated, unaccepted, and very unloved in our community. Um, and this is about black men. But I am going to say, like, black women do too. It's very important that throughout this message, we remember that we are simply mirrors of each other, masculine, feminine energy, balanced, however that is for you. Um, Balance, like when it's balanced. But black men feel go along in our societies often feeling very unheard, very unseen, very unappreciated, very unloved, very unwelcome, very used, and very discarded. And they go through life, dragonfly, hi. They go through life really feeling that burden, excuse me, that they are um, unworthy to a sense. And especially the more they fit outside of our quote unquote mode of what we have allowed colonialism and just fucking thievery to manipulate us into believing it is. Like, I'm going to use the word toxic masculinity just because I don't have another word at the top of my head. But that word only applies to like white people shit for me, for real. But yeah, so like in our communities, we uphold that for black men in itself. Like for them to fit in a certain persona of like what we think man and strength is supposed to be. And any of our black boys, because it starts in boyhood, that do not, any of our masculine energies that do not fit inside of that mode, we immediately label them as something derogatory, something wrong, something that needs to be fixed, something that's not good enough, something that's weird. We put them in boxes and we label them automatically, and then we try to mold them into this image, right? Don't cry, don't dance like that, don't do this. Like, that's what we do as a society. We don't allow them to have their own unique balance of masculine and feminine energy, no matter what, like, no matter what that is for that individual, and still be who they are. Like, yes, I am a gendered male, like gender male, like, yes, that is my gender, or yes, I am a gender female, but like, and yes, I like women that were gendered or whatever. And because I see it a lot in the heterosexual relationships, so that's why I'm using this. Just follow wherever it goes. I don't want y'all know, I don't care. You can be offended if you want, but no need to. Um, but like, understanding that just because that man likes to get a man, like, because he is in touch with his nurturing side, his fashion side, his caring side, like his loving nature, his creative side, his expression, like his inquisitive, his intelligence, like, do not, we have a tendency of not allowing them to express both sides of the spectrum, whatever it is. And that's totally unfair, and it is causing our men to hate and be bitter, to resent us, in themselves, because it's a mirror. So if they resent themselves, they're going to resent us. If we resent us, we're going to resent them. And understanding that it's not each other, it's the mindset, it's the system, it's the way we're looking at things. We have to dissolve, like we have to detach and dissolve and to like fucking destroy that whole mainframe system that you're on, and rebuild with the new system so that you can really completely even learn who you are, to even learn who you are. Like you have to put your body in a you have to reverse everything to even allow yourself the capacity to know who you are, because everything that you are right now has been tainted to some capacity with their indoctrination, their system, their lies, their truth. So you have to go back to the beginning, for lack of better words. Like you have to fucking, I don't even want to say wipe the slate clean, because I'm like, you gotta destroy that fucking mainframe. I guess I'm not, whatever. My conscious brain isn't a tech person, but one of my selves, I'm pretty sure, is in there. One of my gifts, my beings, my guides. I heard that. What was that? Okay. But um yeah, so black men feel, and oh yeah, I gotta finish that. So black men feel like, I told y'all how they feel. And um it takes, they don't have like, hey, we do them wrong. We do them wrong. I don't even know where to start. Um they don't have really safe spaces. Like one thing I've been grateful on my journey, something that I have been grateful of on my journey, is the ability to have friendships and acquaintanceships and relationships with men unattached to anything else, like, or predominant masculine energies unattached to anything else. Like, because men are naturally who they are, whatever their issues are, like even in a lot of their wounded states, for the most part, they're going to still try to protect, like if they care about you or whatever. So your mom, your sister, your wife, like they're all going to get like certain, you're going to filter through certain things, just out of being who you are as a protector. When you tell them, like, no matter how vulnerable you get, there's still a level that you're not being clear with, just because, I mean, being complete with, just because of like who they are, like your role. But for me, I was one of the guys. Like, yeah, I was a girl, but like I heard them, I saw them. There was no attachments open to any, like they literally had a space to be who they were. So that initial response of whatever it was, like I really got to see the authentic them men through various stages of their lives, through various moments, I got to see them vulnerable in most ways that like most women that I knew could not have that experience. And I understood it to a capacity. Even when I didn't, I always cherished them. Like they always had a space to be who they were, whether I understood the dynamics or not. Like I didn't always understand Marvel. Like I liked what I liked, and that was that. I didn't have to engage in their stuff either. Like I put my input where it was at, but like, and they value, but like they stuff was they stuff, and it was okay. Like it was always a space for everybody to exist, for me and them in that space. So like the older I got, the more I began to like really and truly appreciate and see that and honor that privilege and rarity of a gift that was. And I also got to see like how, and just me voicing certain things, and like, cause I always be saying like, I don't remember. I mean, when I was younger, I probably talked more. I was like, but I feel like I listened to them and I heard their stuff more than they heard mine. Like I knew way more about what was going on in their lives and stuff, like for real, than they knew about mine. And like when we got together, I felt like we would talk and stuff, but like I don't feel like I didn't do a lot of talking, but it was always some type of healing. Like it was always needed. I don't know. But so it was a couple times where I'm like, I'll just be here to be here for real. Like, and then one of the guys said that to me. He was like, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't get together. Like, these my brothers. I love them so much. And if it wasn't for you pulling us together, we would have like lost sight of each other so long ago. And he was just so filled with emotion. Like, thank you so much. Like, because I love y'all. And it's not that I don't reach out because I don't love y'all. Because, like, I be needing this. And I was like, damn, because it made me think of, like, all the men that I know that, like, wish that they had, like, guy groups like we have girl groups and stuff like that. Like, they wish that they could go just kicking it with the fellas without no shit. Like, they want that freedom to be able to be them and have support that they see us having. But like they don't know how to get it because they were taught that men don't do stuff like that. Like, and they already battling something else, and they don't want to have to battle their sexuality. They don't want to have to battle. Like, they already, for the most part, are only being able to be so much of themselves, and they don't really want to lose anything more. So I always value being the friend. And I knew that, like, as a true friend of theirs, I literally loved, like, all of their wives. Whether, no matter what level I knew them on, I felt like I knew them. And I did hold space for them. So, like, when women used to ask me, like, their wives are okay with it, I used to be like, I guess so. Like, I never knew there was drama or issues with it. If it was, it never got brought back to me. And at some point, like, it was just that they knew Nikki was a part of the group. But in my mind, like, even if there wasn't an attraction, which there wasn't, once they found someone that they decided to commit to, like, that was just that. Like, this is your person. I respect that. I'm going to honor that just like you made vows. Like, I'm going to protect that because you my people. Like, that just extended to me. So I would have never overstepped those boundaries anyway. Even if there was any kind of attraction, because they automatically, like, that's family. That's family. Like, y'all family, and this is your person. Like, this is who you chose to be your person. So there are some boundaries that I won't cross as a friend, as you being my person. But there are also some boundaries that you cannot cross. Like, that I wouldn't cross and that you can't cross. But I didn't have those issues, so I had many men, especially in my youth. As I got older, I didn't have that issue. So where, like, we would be cool, and even if there was an attraction, it wasn't nothing like, nothing was gonna happen. Like, I didn't want them for real. But like, they girls would be so upset with me, like hating me, like calling me, playing on my phone. And I used to be like, is y'all fucking him? Like, it's no point in me even answering that because you already put in your mind what the answer is. So, and why are you even asking me? Like, I don't even owe you anything. Why are you asking me? Shouldn't you be asking him? Like, why you bypassing the person that's committed to you to ask me? Especially when you're not gonna believe anything I say, and you shouldn't be believing me over him anyway. Because if I was malicious, I would say yes or no. Like, you giving me way too much power. It should be with him. But I'll tell the truth, like, and I was like, I don't even like that nigga. But I realized, like, you're not hearing me anyway. So, and some of them, the way they used to come, I used to be a little mean. Like, hey, don't do that. Like, I know I can fuck that nigga and I don't want to. But, like, I'm not fucking him because I don't want to. But let's not be disrespectful. Because I probably could. Like, and it wouldn't even be nothing for me. But that would probably hurt your feelings. So, be cool. Let's not even do that. Because you don't have to. I don't want the nigga. You got him. You definitely, like, I don't want him. His price decreased. I felt like that about one dude. I was, like, offended that his ex came to me, like, trying to accuse me of fucking with him. Like, every time we break up, you around. I'm like, because I'm already around. Like, what do you mean? I'm always around. But when y'all together, like, y'all together and life is happening. I don't really have time to be around. When y'all break up, like, he's sad and he my friend. I'm gonna go, like, he want company. I'ma go. I'm like, but you already know who I am. Like, you knew that was my friend already, and I thought we was already cool. Like, so why did we even? And then it was just like, oh, girl, you was not my friend for real. Like, and I was offended. Like, I don't want that nigga. Like, first of all, when I met him, it wasn't no kids. Like, he didn't have any children. And then he had a couple. And I loved them because I loved them. Like, those were my babies. Like, and then after all of that, he didn't choose, like, he decided to, like, we were actually had a relationship type. Well, I thought. We had, like, whatever our relationship was, we had a relationship dynamic. Like, we had, like, a family situation going on here in my mind. And, like, then he started coming talking about he got a crush on somebody and all this stuff. So, like, all the stuff that I was asking for, like, oh, let's go out, blah, blah, blah. Because we knew each other as kids. Like, we felt as teenagers. So, like, as growing up, you know, like, teenage. But I had a lot of freedom. So, we used to spend a lot of time together. And shit like that. But I was like, you know what? We really haven't ever went on, like, a date as a adult. Like, let's go on a date with all this shit. Like, and it was always like, he ain't want to be in no relationship. He wasn't dating. He was trying to get us stuff together. And I'm like, okay, you heartbroken. I get it. Boom. Then he started talking about this girl that he had fell for. Like, coming to tell me about the girl that he had fell for. He had a crush on. I remember my feelings being hurt because I'm looking at what we doing. And I'm listening to what you saying. And I'm like, so all this time I thought we was building toward us. Like, I thought we was in something and you just wasn't ready. But when you got ready, we was going, okay. So all that time I thought that this is what was happening. And you just know, like, for whatever your reason is, whether I'm a placeholder for you, whether I am just whatever, like, whether you're not really attracted, like, I don't know, whatever. It's like, I'm cool, so you like the energy, but you don't really want me, but you don't really want to lose, like, whatever that is for you, or you just using me. That's that. Like, you got a babysitter, you know, I love your kids, you trust me with your kids, I am cool, like, whatever. It was that moment where I was like, oh, he do not like me. Like, he do not like me for real. I started having those moments, like, and then, like, when she came over, like, when he brought her over, like, it was a family game night. And, like, I'm close to the family, like, close. Like, this my family, too, for real. And I ain't trip because I'm like, you can't, like, I can't be like that. Like, if he gonna move on, he gonna move on. I cannot expect the family not to, like, it's still his family. I can't expect them to be mean to her just for me. Like, that's immature and we don't do stuff like that. Like, it's no reason for another woman, like, why be mean to another woman? Because, like, I still am in love with this. Like, I just gotta, that's my shit. I gotta figure that out. So that was my thing. Like, I can't tell y'all not to talk to her, but, you know, like, whatever, you know. So at first, the first time probably was cool that they was like, no, we stand in solidarity, like, he did wrong. And then I did the second time, you know, it's not her fault, you know, y'all clearly like her. It is what it is. But for me and him, and then she got pregnant. She got pregnant quick. She already had a baby, and then she got pregnant. And I remember I was around a little bit for the pregnancy, and then I vamoosed. Like, I just got away from the whole family. I had to. Because, like, the person, like, I loved him and he hurt me, but who I was at my core, like, I understood that sometimes life just happened. But, like, and these were my people. And I didn't have any ill will to the girl. So, like, me being me, I'm still me. I'm still coming over. Like, if you need something, I'm helping. Like, if you, like, whatever. So, I'm still around. My babies is still here. Like, I'm still around. Until I wasn't. Until I was just like, doop, I'm out of here. Like, that's been enough. Like, you hurt me like, you chose somebody else for the last time. And I ain't really liked how you've been operating lately. Like, you already was being really disrespectful. It was him. It was him. You was already being real disrespectful. Real disrespectful. Everybody laughing at me, make a mockery, talking shit behind my back about how stupid I was and shit. Like, who knows? Like, I was looking crazy, but I didn't even care. I was being authentic to who I was. And then I was being authentic to who I was. Like, nah. So when she called, like, you always spend time with, I'm like, nigga. First of all, the one that I fell for was him. Now he got this, and he fucking with, like, he was just fucking with you. I'm offended that you think that, like, I'm going back to, like, why the fuck would I go backwards? Have you not heard me talk about the type of man that I want? Like, what I'm asking for? Like, do you not know who I am? Why the fuck would I go back to that? Like, that's kind of how I felt. And I wasn't even being, yes, I was mad, but I wasn't trying to be, like, I wasn't trying to be hurtful. Like, I was speaking my truth, and I wasn't trying to be hurtful. But I guess that was kind of hurtful and true. And that caused the whole, oh, it was him. That caused the whole thing for her. Because I guess she went back like, wait, all this time, he been acting like she want him. And it's her, and it's her, and it's her. And it was him. Oh, because he was mad that I left and took my energy. He was pissed. Everything was like going out of control. Whatever little bit of money and whatever bit of balance and whatever bit of favor he had been getting was coming from me. And I shut, and oh, for all of them, I shut them down. I don't even remember how long I was gone, but I was gone for a while. I don't even know where. I don't remember talking to people for a while. Like, I was just out the picture. I don't remember what brought me back around. I don't remember how long it was or what brought me back around. I don't remember if it was something about, like, because I was gone for a minute. I was like, this too much. Like, it was just too much. Yep. Has vamooshed. And I don't remember when they came back around. I don't remember if, like, oh, kind of. I think I ended up linking one of my girls with uh, my brother's uh, girl at the time. Like, well, his daughter's mom. But like, yeah, I linked them up with something so they could go down, so they could have somewhere to stay. And it worked out. They made an agreement. It worked out, and they built their own bond. And she was staying in a spot for a minute, and then like, so I would see her. I'm like, I was going down there. I was taking her back and forth. I remember driving her places and stuff. Like, I remember going down to the apartment a few times. I remember the apartment getting the doors busted down. I remember some like the TVs being stolen. I remember some other stuff happening, whatever. But I don't remember when I started just being back around. Like, I don't remember what brought me back around. But even when I came back around, I was still kind of distant. Like, he definitely didn't have access to me. I was still friendly, but like, he didn't really have access to me at all. And they would always be telling me about the stuff that was happening over there, like what she was doing to the kids. And I guess they thought I was gonna like run over and try to be Captain Save a Nikki, because I loved his kid. Like, them was my kids. I love those kids. Those was my babies. I guess they thought they was gonna be able to use them against me, talking about she was really being mean to my baby girl and to the two of them. And I never called, I never said anything. I would express my anger, but I just kind of was feeling like I was detached. It wasn't nothing I could do. Like, he had chose something, and that's just what it was. And I think she came to stay with me for a week. I know I had said something about getting her, and they said yeah, but whatever it was, it just was like not going through. Like, I know I talked about her coming to stay with me for a while. I think I took her in. I think she was at the house for like a week and whatever. But like, they would be telling me stuff, and I would try. And even the time when I went to pick her up from her mom's, and her sister was acting like crazy, almost made me want to fight her. Like, but my instincts was just like, just drive. And then I had called her dad and had him on the speakerphone. It was just like talking and shit. I'm unfolding the story. I'm unraveling the story. Okay. So different times, or maybe I was supposed to be set up, but then they couldn't, because I was kind of letting them know that I knew. So it's been a travel. It's been a journey. Oh, they wanted to get me back in. He was pissed. Oh, because whatever I said to her, she left his ass alone. She started fucking with girls. I broke him down. Like, I fucked up his emotion. Like, he hated me because I made him feel, he was so toxic masculine. And I made him feel like a girl for whatever reason. Like, he didn't like how I emasculated him. It wasn't ever my intention, though, but apparently I emasculated him badly. Like, he wanted to destroy me. I'm thinking about, like, the one time I think he called me over, and it was like one of the times, was I horny? I don't even know. I was going through a celibacy. I could have, but like, it was even weird that I went over there to me. I mean, he was cool. I ain't had no beef with him ever. Like, he was who he was to me. Like, that's just such and such. It's just what it was. Like, we had a past, we had history. Sometimes there might be I don't even want to say a little spark, but like, whatever the familiarity, whatever relationship with us, however I viewed him, like, he was just him to me. So like, I went over or whatever, and it was cool. And then I don't even know what happened, but I started getting aroused because I wasn't even aroused. Like, I didn't think about him like that for real. But whatever. Maybe it was a cycle. Maybe it was a moon cycle. I don't know. And he like kissing on me because I wouldn't let him kiss me. I wasn't kissing him. I don't, cause I always been funny about kissing people. Kiss me. Um, and then I remember him like kissing on me, and I think he ended up giving me some head. I let him, and then I was done. I was pretty much like, thank you. And he was like, oh, you ain't gonna, like, you ain't gonna do nothing. And I was like, nah, nah. He like kept making comments, but I didn't care. I mean, young Nikki, like there was a young Nikki, a young version of Nikki who that would have felt bad, like, oh my goodness, I've gotta have sex, or like he could have called a young Nikki. That Nikki, nigga, what? Nah, nigga, like you wanted to give me some head, I allowed you, and now the experience is over, and like you knew what you was gonna have going on when you went in on it. Like I don't got nothing to do with me. You figure out shit out. Like thank you. That's kind of how I felt. And then I remember like leaving like a couple minutes later, and I remember he was like, because he was like, oh, and you gonna leave? And I was like, yes. Probably should get out of here or whatever. And I left. So that really pissed him off even more. And then I was wondering recently. I thought it was like so weird that he just called me up one day randomly, like random. That shit felt so weird to me. He was like, hey, he was like, I'm doing edible. He was like, I'm making well, he's like, you want to make some, you want to do some infusions or whatever he said. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, that'd be cool. He was like, let's do some infusions. So I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, because I was like, I was interested in like playing with infusions with my butter and stuff. So the fact that he called, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, that's cool. Yeah, come through. So we talked a couple times that day. I think I was like, what time you gonna come? I was excited to be able to infuse a meal, like, and he cool, like, that's family, I guess, like, so I'm like, it's just such and such, like, it wasn't no biggie. But so he came over, and I thought we was gonna like make the meal together. I think we decided on like some kind of pasta, whatever. So I was in the kitchen helping him with it at first, and then he kind of got like a little like, you know, like territorial in the kitchen. I was like, all right, that's fine. So I left out the kitchen because I know he liked to cook, so it wasn't, I didn't care. Like, okay, he using oil, he using butter, boom. So the food get done. We did that. We did some brownies. Like everything has some butter and some oil in it. But I'm at the house, so I'm good anyway. Like I'm all right. I can be high. And then we smoked because he kept saying like something about smoking. Like he kept like he lit up a joint. I was like, we already high. Like how high are you gotta get? Like we already high. It's the food. I'm like I'm like, you did a good job at the food. That's a good mellow. I'm like, but you know it is a different buzz. So he like lighting the joint or whatever. And I think we did like two joint or a joint or two. I don't know. And I was just like, okay. So then I'm showing him like something on YouTube and just talking about my community, just zoned out talking about some stuff. And then he just looking at me, and I'm like, and he keep talking about getting more high, and I'm like, I'm good, like I'm already high. But I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't know if he put something else in it or he expected me that to be so much that I was gone. But I barely even felt the high. I was like, but I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh, you high, like, oh. And then I'm like, you probably should get home. And then he all reluctant. He like, all right then, Nikki. Like, so reluctantly or so, like, I don't know. He's like, all right. That was weird, however. I was like, all right, bye, thanks, bye. And then I remember him leaving. I watched him pull out. And then I had locked my door and shit. I went to sleep. But I remember thinking like that was so weird. Like, how you even know that I like? And I was like, oh, the family probably told him like that dude thought he was gonna get me drugged up and I was gonna have sex with him or something. They was trying to trap me with some sex magic or some shit. You was trying to give me something? Was you trying to give me a baby or STD? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, really? I don't know how accurate that is. That's nobody else's business anyway. That's none of my business anyway. Um, yeah, the ancestors say you gonna have to pay what you owe. You knew what you was doing and you did it anyway. Judgment is what judgment is. Damn. Didn't have to be like that, but I guess it did. When dudes used to say to me like, they wish like they wanted me to have a baby or some shit. Like I remember one dude telling me that like I should have had his baby, and I just remember feeling so hated and attacked and so disgusted and like offended. Like, why the fuck would you want to do that to me? Like, you hate me for real. Like, look around us. So many people have babies and they're struggling. Like, look at the where we are at. Why would you want to do that to me? Like, why would you want to create those obstacles for me? Why would you even want to bring forth life in this? Like, why would you do that? Like, what do you even have to provide? Like, you don't even want to be with me for real. Like, and I'm looking at your life now, like, you not with none of the moms, like, and you don't even want to be with me, and I don't want to be with you, like, but just this is you, because you said it, like, you don't even want to be with me for real, but you wish I would have had your baby, so you just wanted me to be fucked up, like, you just wanted me to be attached to you so that you could, like, have some type of control over my life force, my energy, like, nigga, that shit always made me feel so disgusted. And I saw how some women thought that shit was a compliment, and that was fine. Like, I get how it could be, but for me, it was like, you could never, like, you want to kill me on purpose, because I'm seeing, not to be funny, but I'm seeing the life that it takes to be a mom, and I'm seeing how none of the women around me really get to enjoy motherhood the way that they want to, and I see the struggle, and I see the love, and I see the heaviness, like, why? And you see it, and you telling me that you want to give me that life, like, I'm barely keeping up in my life now, and I'm already ahead of, like, most people around me, but, like, and you want to purposefully, like, add responsibility to me, you, like, a burden, you want to give me a whole baby, like, I don't know, that shit used to feel so like, you want to destroy me. Okay, like, you will never touch me again. Thank you. You never touch. I'm never fucking with you again. Ever. Like, I wasn't anyway. But if I thought I was, like, you could never touch me. Because you suspect, nigga. Like, nigga, y'all poke holes in condoms too. If y'all gonna have the reputation for it this way, then it gotta go that way too. Like, I don't trust y'all either. I bring my own condoms too. Bring my own condoms. Because why should I trust you? I trust me. So, that's kind of like where I was. And the one dude that tried to make the comment, like, I think the condom came off or whatever. He tried to make a comment like, if I was pregnant, I had to get an abortion. I got pissed. Like, first of all, nigga, we ain't even had a conversation, and you don't get to tell me what I have to do, if anything. Like, I haven't even had a chance to process anything because, like, whoa, wait, you're attacking me. Like, what's happening? And you trying to tell me already what I'm gonna have to do about some make believe shit, some shit that, like, could be a possibility, but I'm telling you right now it's not. And we still got the whole month to figure it out. So, like, to wait, like, I just got off my cycle. So, like, why we even about to do this right now? Like, why don't we just trip when we got something to trip about? And this is not how you better come to me, like, because I don't have to do shit. For real, like, so that's just how I felt. And this nigga gonna say, I tried to trap him. Like, you know, he said, like, you just like the other tricks or whatever, trying to trap me with a baby. I was like, nigga, what? Excuse me? Nigga, it was your fucking condom. It was your condom. For all I know, you was trying to trap me with a fucking baby. What kind of sense do that make? Like, and why the fuck do you think I want your baby? Like, who told you I wanted to have your baby? We just having fun. Like, I ain't even got there yet. So the fact that you there, like, nah, you slow down. The fuck, like, that shit made me mad. Like, who you think you are? Like, I'm just as fucking nigga. I'm royalty. Who do you think you talking to? I'm trying to trap you with it. Who the fuck are you? Like, baby, nigga? Do you see any babies over here? We using condoms for a reason, my nigga. Like, baby, I'm just it. Oh, so now that we thinking about it, thanks for putting it out there. Like, you trying to trap me. That's what really makes sense. It was your fucking condom that came off. So for all I know, you trying to trap me with a baby. But that's not where I thought. My mind just went, accidents fucking happen. But now since we talking about it, since it's on your frequency, like, what the fuck you on? So that's kind of like the energy I sent back at him. He didn't know what to do with that. Now that nigga in his feelings. Like, who are you talking to? Trying to trap nigga. Why? What do you even have? Like, what do you have that I want to use a baby for? A whole baby? Nigga, you ain't going in me raw. Like, we ain't playing. Nigga, you know we using condoms for a reason, right? Like, and I'm just having fun. Like, I'm just enjoying you. You talking about I ain't considered you to be worthy enough to have a fucking baby with. Like, a baby? I don't know. It's something about when these niggas used to try, like, that's a whole soul. That's a whole being, a whole person. Like, that's a gift from God, the creators. And you want me to create that gift with you here? Like, you ain't had no conversation. You ain't proved why the fuck I should. Like, because I'm looking at your life, and although I'm indulging you right here, like, nah, not for real. What you doing? Like, you live with your mom, and that's fine if it's a community thing, but you don't have anything to offer. So I'ma be struggling, and I'ma be, nah, I see what's gonna happen because it's happening all around me. I don't want no parts of that. And I didn't realize that, like, even though for me it was coming from a place of, like, seeing hardship and respecting the hardship. Like, I don't want to live like that because I know so many women are. Like, I respect their shit. Like, I'm looking at them and I respect that shit is hard as fuck. And I feel like I'm respecting their sacrifice and making a decision, like, not to do the same thing. Like, somebody got to be able to free us from that shit, right? Like, somebody got to be able to come and do something to, like, make the burden a little easier for the rest of them, because I see your sacrifice. So I'm gonna take these lessons and I'm not going to succumb. Like, I'm gonna do better. People was taking that as, like, a diss, like, as a negative, as if I was being offensive to them. And that's, like, so interesting, because it's like, why would you be offended that somebody does not want to take on the same struggle that you are taking on? Like, Why would you be offended if someone that you care about looks at your life as inspiration to do better? Why would that even be a like? So that was just like people weird, like people weird. It was just it's so much weirdness in this universe. Like the whole thinking is warped. And then when you just on social media and you see like how many of the thoughts are the same, like do y'all even know why y'all think that? Do y'all even know why that's your belief? They're all the same. Like, what happened to the color? It was all so uniform and collective and fucking loud and wrong. So wrong. And when I realized that, at some point when I realized that they was wrong, I didn't care. Like, when I realized that like it's all the same, everybody's saying the same stuff. Like, of course I can't trust them. They all saying the same stuff. Nobody is challenging anything. Of course I can't trust them. Like, okay, I don't know. It just got different. It just got different. I just started seeing things different. It just was different because yeah, like you don't believe anything. Like you saying this, but you doing that. And I've come to know that when people do that and they say like that's just what it is. So okay, so I can't really trust but only so much of stuff what you say, but you know. But I love you. And you're supposed to love me. But I know that like I see how you are with other people you say you love too. So then I have to translate that your love for me could possibly mean this. It just gets really yeah, it's just that's just how my brain works. And at the end of it all, there's some compassion because like I also see why. I see it all. So for the masculine energy, I am a mirror. I am a question. I am your karma. And you either take that karma and you learn it and you turn around and you do better. I used to be like, dang. I'm just be like, dang. All the times I'm messing with a dude or whatever, and if I like him for real, like if I was really vibing with him and he told me he ain't want a relationship, like his next relationship for me was always like a committed relationship. You know, sometimes they got married, like it was always a long-term committed relationship. And I got to see them evolve. But at one point, I used to be like, damn, like, what is it about me that they don't want to marry me, but then the next person they get with, they marry? And it was really not that at all. It was like, it should have been like, I did a good job. I think I did a good job. They learned. Mission completed successfully. Because if it's gonna end, it's gonna end. And at the end of the day, whoever gets them after me, I want them to be better. I want them to be better. Hmm. That's the thought. Anyhow, all right.